Welcome, dear listeners. I'm so glad you're here for the Speak and Flow podcast. Today, I have an amazing transformative episode for you. We are going to talk about the power of your voice and how to use it to manifest things into your world. And when I use the word manifest, if that doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. You can use actualization, materialization, creation. Those are some words that you can use if manifestation doesn't resonate with you. For me, I like manifestation because it reminds me of how God has transformed me and helped me to bring things into existence. So for me, manifestation means that we are creating something out of nothing. How cool is that? We can actually do that with the power of our voice. Most people don't know how to do that. In fact, most people underestimate that power and underestimate the power of our words and our voice. So I want you to be very clear and intentional. Think about this. The words that we use create our reality. The words that you use can either create conflict or can create collaboration and bring people together. When you use the words, we can't do this. It is not possible. There's no way we're going to be able to find a solution. Then what's going to happen? It becomes a reality, right? You're not going to be able to find a solution because that's what you just said. Alternatively, you can use words such as, we're going to do this. We've got this. We can find a possibility. We're going to stay here until we create something together, even though it may be hard, but we can do this. You're creating a reality that is possible. And so those are two distinct experiences just purely from your words and your voice, because it creates an intention and an energy that then creates an experience. I want you to think about and imagine a pond, a beautiful pond in front of you. You're sitting in front of the pond, and then you have a little pebble. Throw the pebble into the pond, and then just watch the ripples, the waves out of that one pebble. And then if you watch closely, you'll notice that when the wave gets to the edge of the pond, it actually ripples back. It actually comes back along the same wave. And that is similar to what our words are doing. So if you think about when you say something, it's sending it out. It's a frequency just like that pebble. And it's going to return what you had just said. It's going to return what you have just said. And I'll give you an example. I have a client, and she wants to speak with confidence and clarity, and we decided that. And then the next day she had a meeting. Her and I didn't get a chance to meet, but she sent me an email saying that she is so afraid because it's an unstructured meeting and she hates unstructured meetings. She likes to go in so prepared and knowing everything about what she's going to say. But because it's unstructured, it really created fear in her and doubt. She's a very intelligent woman with a lot of experience, but just because it was unstructured, just all the doubts started coming up. So what happened is, guess what? The fear set in, and she created an experience that confirmed her fear. During the day of that meeting, something happened outside. Her brother or her kids started arguing, and they were arguing, and she got distracted, and she started stumbling on her words in the middle of the presentation. And then when people were asking her questions, she was not certain, she was afraid, and it just became her reality. Alternatively, has she taken a moment to really sit and say to herself, I am an expert. I know my material. I've got so much experience. I can think on the fly. I am confident even on the fly. That is going to increase the likelihood of another experience. because she's saying it and she's creating an energy around it and holding to that. And so that is how you can understand the power of your thoughts that become your words. She had typed an email out to me with all those fears. So that voice and those thoughts translated into an email and created an experience. So that is how I want you to think about, with intention, your words and how it becomes your reality, and therefore your experiences and your overall life. And we want you to start to have intention. And because you are here, because you're different than most people, I'm going to share with you how to do it, some practical steps of how to use your voice to manifest into your world. There's 3 steps. The first is know your needs, your deepest desires, and in alignment with your highest and best self, what God wants of you, what the universe, what love wants of you. 2, increase and maximize that voice. Make it loud, make it clear, have energy around it. 3, finally, speak it. Say it out loud. Say it over and over again until you take action and keep going. I'm going to break down each step. The first is really be clear of your needs and desires that are in alignment with your highest and best self, what God wants of you, what the universe, what love wants. Alternatively, I believe most people might be going from fear and of ego, and that intention or desire or need is always going to keep you in a stuck place. It's never a fun place because it's of judgment. For example, you need to lose weight, otherwise you're no good. That's a desire, that's a need, but it's so critical, it's out of fear. You need to make more money, otherwise you're not going to be able to pay for the bills. There's a sense of lack. And then when that happens, you're going to see that there's lack everywhere in your life, when actually there's a lot of abundance. There's a lot of money everywhere. But if you're constantly saying you need to make money, there's not enough money, then that's all you're going to see around you. Going into love, going into what is your love, and the highest and best self doesn't talk to you like that. And that requires that you go in stillness, calming your mind, and being very clear of what your mind, body, and soul really wants. And that might be, I want to speak clearly. I am going to speak clearly to help improve the lives of others, to make a difference. I'm attracting all the right clients on opportunities that are fulfill me, right? That's so powerful. That's out of love. And that feels freeing. And that feels energizing. And so really taking the time to understanding the needs and desires of your highest and best self. And once you do that, you maximize that voice, you maximize those thoughts, and be very aware of when the other ego and the fear comes in. So for example, my client said, I want to learn how to speak confidently and clearly. And then suddenly all the fear comes in. Oh my gosh, there's doubt that comes in. And she started listening to that. So when the doubts, when the thoughts and the voice of doubt come in, take a moment to breathe, take a moment to exhale them out, and then maximize your authentic voice, maximize the voice of your highest and best self, of God. Use what you need, your highest self, to really hone in on that and fill you up, fill your body up with that beautiful, magnificent voice. I am confident. Even if I'm uncomfortable, I'm confident. Even if I don't know what I'm about to say, I'm going to knock it out of the park. So maximizing that true, authentic voice of your highest and best self. And then finally, the third step, speak it into existence. Start to say it out loud. Start to type it out. Start to write Post-its. Put it all around you in your room and saying it for yourself. So I'll give you some very clear examples, right? There's intention, clarity and specificity with what you want, you can say to yourself, I want a better job. I want a better job. I want a better job. And that doesn't put anything into action. How about I am attracting the right job that fulfills my passion, that fulfills my skills? So being very clear, intentional, I am. I think transitioning into I am versus I want, I could, I will. No, I am. And be in alignment with your emotions every day, really paying attention to your emotions. I hope to be happy when I get that job. I will be happy if I lose weight. Those words will create you to just be, I will someday. You might as well call it into existence today. I am happy. I am grateful. I am grateful because the opportunities are here. And then you'll start to notice what is around you come into your life of those opportunities, because it ripples back what you have just said. I trust that what I say is going to happen. I trust God's timing. And you'll start to notice in your life that you do trust in the timing of it all, and you trust that it's going to happen. I trust that the right job will be here. And then start to put things into action. You say these affirmations, you say these positive words, you speak it into reality, and then start to put the energy and action before it, in front of it, and you keep going. As you take action, you start to say these words over and over to yourself. And then notice if fear comes in, if any doubt comes in, exhaling it out. But noticing it though, exhaling out. If the fear continues to come in too strongly, reach out to me so I could support you with that so that it can get more minimized. But then continuing to then say what you want, say the desires of your heart over, and take the action, the energy. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And when your energy is flowing in that way, you'll start to see how the world around you starts to shift. You'll start to see that opportunities are here. And it is possible. I've created and manifested many things into my life. The two big things, my business and a house in Sausalito. My business was not here, but I knew I wanted to help people with their voice. And as soon as I said that, I started to see people come into my life who needed help with unlocking the power of their voice. And it was all the right people. I started saying, I'm attracting the right people that are wanting to work with me right away. And then suddenly I'll see them. So you want to open up that gateway. So imagine that your voice is the gateway, the bridge, the doorway from your ideas, what you imagine, what is possible, into the reality of the world around you. When you start saying the right words, and thinking the right thoughts that are in alignment with your ideas of your highest and best self, your highest and best self want to create that with you. That's the beautiful part. God wants to create that with you because it is of your highest and best self, and everything around you, the opportunities will come and you'll start to see them. And don't forget to be grateful when it does happen. Trust that it will happen, but also grateful when it does. Celebrate the little milestones toward creation. And then, for example, my house in Sausalito was not here, and now it's here. And I'm extremely grateful. And I'm humbled by the possibility of me, little me, who I don't believe was not really much until I started to notice that, what I say does matter. My voice does matter, and it does create things into existence. And I create it with the universe, with God around me, and the people around me, and the love that is within my heart that sparks the passion, that sparks the action, that then sparks the world and my experiences. And that is how I've manifested things into my world. So I hope you also take the power of your voice with intention, with the knowingness that it is an amazing vehicle to bring into reality the ideas that you have in your head. It is a doorway to creating into existence what you've always known from your highest and best self. It is a doorway, the vehicle that you can use to manifest your deepest desires and needs into the world, to make a positive change in the world. And so today we covered those 3 tips to do that. The first one is understanding the needs and desires of your highest self, of love. 2, maximizing that voice so much, learning how to maximizing, knowing and seeing when the doubt comes in, and then deciding to maximize that voice. And then finally speaking that into existence, saying the words, I am confident. I am grateful. I am trusting. I am doing this. And then putting those words into action with the same energy. And you'll see how the world around you gets synchronized with the right opportunities that really create what you had always thought and knew in your head. Thank you so much for joining me on this transformative journey. Take those steps, take those tips, use them in your everyday life, and you will start to see your life transform in the way that your heart desires, and in a way that is also positive in our world and in our community around you. And thank you so much. Let me know how that goes. Try those tips out and contact me. I want to hear from you. Until next time, I'll see you on the other side for another episode of the Speak and Flow podcast. I hope you are well, be well. I'm your sister in Speaking in Flow. Thanks for joining the conversation today. Are you curious on how you measure up with your ability to speak in flow? Come grab my free self-assessment at https://speakinflow.com/assessment. And I'll see you on the other side.